says, converting that environment of coercion to cooperation. There was a concerted effort of diplomatic isolation, and I can say today that from isolation we have moved towards invitation. Invitation not just to the White House for an engagement, a comprehensive engagement in which there will be one-on-one meeting between the principals. Then there will be a restrictive meeting where the political and the military leadership will be engaging with them, and then an extended interaction. And I'm happy to share with you that I was recently invited to Brussels, and the European Union signed a new strategic engagement plan with Pakistan. So that is a reflection of the extent to which we have broken that isolationist desire of one of our neighbors. So with this background, I would like to share my views. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to be here amid friends and familiar faces. Let me begin by congratulating the organizers, especially the IPI, for convening this session of Pakistan-US relations, gathering the foreign policy, defense, economic, and financial experts together in the run-up to the Prime Minister's visit to Washington deserves appreciation. As a politician who has served both in government and in the opposition for a long time, I fully appreciate the relevance and significance of such initiatives. These platforms provide opportunity for candid exchange to touch upon more complex subjects. I would like to share a few personal thoughts on the subject in a rather informal manner. You would agree that Pakistan's relations with the United States have always figured prominently in our foreign policy architecture. This has been a long-standing, consequential, and wide-ranging relationship encompassing the domains of economic cooperation, trade, energy, education, science and technology, defense cooperation, law enforcement, as well as security and strategic stability. Admittedly, there have been ups and downs in our bilateral ties with the United States. But if seen from a broader spectrum, this relationship has been mutually beneficial during periods of active cooperation. The inverse proposition is also true. We can therefore conclude that a constructive and cooperative approach is the best option for the two countries. Objectives of peace and security in the region and bring prosperity to the people of South Asia. To give you an off-quote example, the extraordinary achievements during the 1980s and post 9/11, success against the common enemy of terrorism. This all became possible through the close and dynamic cooperation between the two countries. Since the assumption of government of Prime Minister Imran Khan in August 2000, 2016, we have seen a gradual warming up in relations again. U.S. Secretary of State Michael Pompeo's visit to Pakistan last September presented an opportunity to bring back the momentum in the relationship. Secretary Pompeo, in a way, and I agree, that the desire for resetting the relationship. He held a meaningful dialogue with the leadership and sought Pakistan's support for reconciliation in Afghanistan. My return visit to Washington in October last year helped to further build on the discussions held in Islamabad. I had useful and productive discussions with Secretary Pompeo and National Security Advisor, Mr. John Bolton. My interactions on the Capitol Hill helped to share Pakistan's foreign and domestic policy priorities. The U.S. senators and congressmen, in my view, were receptive. I also had an opportunity to address at a think tank called USIP in order to reach out to the wider circle of opinion makers in Washington. My conversation with the media was aimed at building Pakistan's narrative and countering propaganda. Overall, the visit enabled us to reconnect with Washington and lay foundation for the forthcoming visit of the Prime Minister. The visit of Senator Lindsey Graham to Pakistan in January 2019, whom I also met in Washington, further built up the momentum for leadership interaction between the two countries. He also contributed to enhancement of bilateral trade ties. Now, President Trump has invited the Prime Minister to the White House. We see this invitation as acknowledgement of the inherent importance of the relationship for both sides. Preparing for this important visit, I would like to highlight the following objectives that we wish to achieve from the visit. First and foremost, we believe that moving forward with a constructive and positive approach is in the best interest of both Pakistan and the US. It would therefore be appropriate to work for broader engagement from Afghanistan to bilateral issues, economic and trade cooperation, to peace and stability in South Asia. Secondly, we are mindful of the US priorities regarding Afghanistan. Pakistan has welcomed President Trump's far-sighted decision to pursue a political solution in Afghanistan, which in fact was an endorsement of our own position espoused for a long time. Pakistan has been facilitating the US-Taliban talks in good faith, underscoring that it remains a shared responsibility. We have also engaged closely with US Special Representative on Afghanistan, Reconciliation Ambassador Zalmay Khalilzad. Pakistan's engagement to promote intra-Afghan dialogue and regional consensus in support of Afghan peace process are acknowledged by relevant stakeholders. The joint statement of the recently concluded meeting in which China, Russia, United States and Pakistan participated welcomed Pakistan's efforts in the peace process. My earlier visits to China, Iran, Russia, Afghanistan, efforts to help build regional consensus and garner support for Afghan reconciliation. In the context of intra-Afghan dialogue, there was an Afghan peace conference in Bourbon last month, where representatives of all Afghan political parties participated. The visit of President Ashraf Ghani to Islamabad in June was another expression of Pakistan's commitment to build mutual trust, strengthen bilateral ties, and continue our constructive and supportive role in the peace process. The convergence in Pakistan and US policies on Afghanistan has rekindled hope for resolution of the protracted Afghan conflict that has only brought misery and despondency to the region. Pakistan has borne the brunt of this war in terms of socio-economic costs, and we continue to host millions of Afghan refugees who deserve to return to their homeland with honor and dignity. We wish a secure and stable Afghanistan, at peace with itself and with its neighbors. A peaceful neighborhood is vital for realizing our government's socio-economic development agenda. Thirdly,
पाकिस्तान अमरीका ताल्लुकात के मौजू पर सेमिनार से वज़ीर ख़ारिजा शाह महमूद कुरैशी खिताब कर रहे हैं। उन्होंने कहा कि यूरोपीय यूनियन ने पाकिस्तान के साथ अहम स्ट्रेटेजिक मुआहिदा किया है। पाकिस्तान और अमरीका के ताल्लुकात इंतहाई अहमियत के हामिल हैं। वज़ीर ख़ारिजा शाह महमूद कुरैशी ने कहा कि वज़ीर आज़म इमरान खान का दौरा अमरीका बाहमी ताल्लुकात में मुआविन साबित होगा